Okay, Tal, so this tip is a little different than the other ones, but I think also very important. Don't watch the news. Just stay away from it. I'm talking about the mainstream media outlets, media channels, BBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Channel 1, 2, 10 in Israel, Al Jazeera, all of these mainstream media channels that try to produce the cheapest news they can and glue us to the television by only giving us bad news. If you look what they report, it's going to be crime, war, corruption, violence. Now, the way our brain works is that it takes in information and it constantly tries to shape an image of what the world must be like. It tries to create a perception of reality. So when you're watching the news and all they're giving you is bad news, then your perception of reality will be that the world is a dangerous place filled with bad people who are trying to kill each other and who are trying to kill you. Now, if that were the case, okay, that's the reality we have to live with. But it isn't the case. While, yes, there are a lot of bad things happening in the world, a lot of bad things, there are tenfold good things happening by many, many more people. There are what, 7, 8 billion people on the planet today? Tyler, most of them are good people. Most people live in peace with each other and help each other and want to do good by each other. And there are so many amazing things happening in the world today. People inventing new things, people coming together to help one another, people supporting animals who need help. There's a lot of good things that are happening, except you're not going to see that on the news. Maybe once or twice a day there'll be a 5-minute item just to kind of comic relief all the horrible news that you're getting. So instead of watching the news and falling into the trap of believing the world is a bad place and becoming very jaded and rigid and stressed, and then that might even affect how you interact with people around you, instead of that, you become the gatekeeper of the information you're exposed to. Curate your own content. I like to go online and proactively find the news that I'm looking for. Sometimes I find it on Facebook when I see a wonderful video of people helping some horse that got stuck in the mud and needs help, or some dogs helping each other, or just good, positive news. I try to make sure I get a lot of that every day so that my brain doesn't shape a warped perception of reality. And I have to fight to remind myself that people are good, that most people do get along. If it weren't the case, we wouldn't thrive on this planet as a species. We wouldn't survive this long. So you're young, and you may not be absorbing news today as much as you will later, but you'll see it's very addictive. They call it, if it bleeds, it leads. We have a need to watch terrible things on television, and the news people know this, and they give us what we want because that gives them rating and more money. But it's not really what the world is like. And if you can fight and avoid the temptation of watching the news, you're likely to be happier and to have a more balanced perception of reality.